do good not for the recognition or the kudos, because as we all know, accolades in our line of business is not very often. But this means a great deal to me. This feels good. I cannot thank you enough. Not just for your recognition of me per se, but for the recognition and indeed celebration of truly positive work being done for the LGBTQ students and their allies and supporters. I could not and do not do what I do in a vacuum. My colleagues, my administrators, the greater community, and so many have shown their strength, their love, their acknowledgement of the importance of this cause. And I must name but a few people who have afforded me the opportunity to stand here in front of you. Of course, the NJEA Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity, as well as minority leadership and recruitment committees, and the respective chairpersons, Thomas Pomperello and Cherise Parker. The officers of the NJEA, Mr. Steinhauer, Ms. Bliston, and Mr. Spiller. Ellen Ogans, who runs our East Windsor Association and has been an incredible advocate for me and my kids. Kevin Weiss and Kristen Cervantes, who laid the foundation for our GSA, one of only 2 middle school GSAs in New Jersey. And Alex Brotman, the student who was brave enough to first ask for such a wonderful thing to happen. Chris Carpenter, who so eloquently nominated me for this award. Karina O'Hara at High Tops, a house where all kids feel at home. Tom Hardy and his lovely assistant Yvonne Holmes, who were almost more excited than I was when I won this award. Almost. And I have a whole table of inspiration here with me tonight, starting with the principal of Krebs Middle School, Ms. Lori Stein, who is strong and steadfast in her support of all my shenanigans. My dear old friends, Stacy and Jeff Chulashevsky, who are a true teaching power couple. Then there's my family, my lovely bride Cindy and our extraordinary son Jack, who inspire me every day and share me so unselfishly with all of my other kids who need me to do these things that prompted this award. My parents, who raised me in such a way that I never knew anything but love and acceptance. Excuse me. And showed me simply by the way they lived their lives each and every day that the idea that anybody would be hated for the color of their skin, the accent with which they speak, or indeed who they loved was ridiculous and wholly unacceptable. And my uncles, together now for over 30 years, but only recently allowed to marry. They were the reality that made me realize the folly of bigotry, of fear, of homophobia, and all that other horrible nonsense. Their love, their spirit, they're just being 2 really cool guys in love. And my realizing at 10 or 11 years old that people might hate them or do them harm simply because of that love. Hate someone because of who they love? At 10 or 11, I could see that was ridiculous. I could see that was disgusting. Why couldn't the rest of the world? Why can't they still? Because as far as we have come in our struggle to allow everyone to be accepted, to be safe, to simply have the same rights as everyone else, we still have so far to go. Homophobia, hatred, fear still exist. Sometimes I fear it is even more insidious because it has become more subtle. It hides in the shadows, more in the fringes. It relishes the darkness and allows it to fester. But awards like this, nights like this, conferences like this shine a light so bright and so strong, those shadows dissipate and allow those of us who fight back with love, respect, and kindness. And all is left is our commonality, our shared community, our love for one another, our understanding of ourselves, and how that informs and inspires all those around us. I often say to my GSA that it's our goal to run ourselves out of business, to create an atmosphere where a GSA will become unnecessary, because there will be no homophobia against which to fight, no hate left to overcome. There will be an understanding, finally, that we're all just people, here to live and love and be as good to each other as we can be. This award is the same. We keep giving awards like this, recognize efforts like ours, so they will become unnecessary. We have quite a ways to go until then, but tonight, this award, I thank you so much for getting us a little bit closer. My son warned me that I'm a little too verbose. And he said that this would be the point where the orchestra would play me off. But I would be remiss if I didn't say this one last thing. 20 years ago, a student came out to me. It was the first time he said he was gay out loud. He was scared, alone, had no one else to talk to, no one else to trust. We worked it out together, he and I. We found our way to a place where he felt a little less alone, a little less afraid, a little more loved. 20 years later, I wish I could show him this room. I wish I could introduce that young man to all of you wonderful folks. I wish he could have known there would eventually be this. I think he would have been very proud indeed. And for that, I thank you most of all.